What's going on, everyone? So today the Lakers take on the Phoenix Suns in a road game in which the Lakers are currently 0-5 on the road. But this is the type of game that could really help and right the ship. It's nice that we are starting to get players back, right? Rui Hachimura was back last game. The game before that, we got Taurean Prince. And now this game, it looks like we're going to get back not only Jaxson Hayes, which is good, but we're also going to get back Anthony Davis. And so this is a game where we need to show up. We got to come with that energy. We got to finally start looking like the team that we need to look like. Obviously, we're still missing Jared Vanderbilt. We're still missing Gabe Vincent, two of your better on-ball defensive guys, two of your point-of-attack defensive guys. But regardless, we have enough. We're starting to get healthy, which is a good sign, right? Hopefully, guys can continue to stay healthy, at least for a good chunk, so we can kind of start building that chemistry, start building that just foundation that can lead to some wins here and rattle off some wins. Last thing you want to do is end up following 3 games under 500, and now it's an uphill battle once again, and now you're climbing just to try to get out of that. This team is too talented. You have too much versatility. Guys are struggling. We need them to step up. We're playing a very good Phoenix team. Devin Booker is out of this game, but they still have Bradley Beal and they still have Kevin Durant. And without Bradley Beal and just Kevin Durant, they gave us trouble and almost beat us last time in LA. So this is going to be a tough game. But this is the kind of game that I think is really going to show what the Lakers are made of, right? Because you go and you get embarrassed by the Houston Rockets. I mean, absolutely embarrassed. Then game before that, you lose a game on the road that you should have won, but up until that point where you should have won, you were playing catch-up and just way behind to where at the end of the game, you're down 1. It doesn't look like anyone has the energy to just get to the basket and go take the lead, and instead we're settling for short jumpers and threes, and it's just not a good look. And then the game before that, you get embarrassed by Orlando. So now you're on a 3-game losing streak. All 3 games on the road. Now you got this road game against the Phoenix Suns. It's time to go and get that win. You know, having Jaxson Hayes and Anthony Davis back, I think is huge because now we'll actually have some size. We'll have, we should hopefully be better rebounding, but a lot of it has just been, it's not so much been the lack of size, it's been just the lack of effort, right? Guys not going and crashing the boards on the defensive end. On the offensive side, we're kind of making a focus to get back and not give up transition offense. So I'm fine with that, right? You kind of, lose the second chance opportunities and the second chance points, but I'd rather us get defensive stops. And if guys actually hit shots, then it doesn't matter, right? Like, you only need second chance points if you're missing shots. Like, you look at the Lakers and you look at these games and the teams that they played, like even Orlando. If we gave up half of the second chance points that we gave, we probably win that game. I mean, they had something like 35 second chance points or something like that, 34. That's ridiculous. You're not winning basketball games that way. But having Jaxson Hayes, having Anthony Davis, it shouldn't be just like a layup drill like it was in Houston. You saw Houston just aggressively attacking the basket. Şengün was just dominating in the post, as he should have. And, I'm disappointed in Christian Wood. Christian Wood should have showed up that game. But, hey, you lost those last 3 games. You brush it off. You say, hey, tough L. Let's go into Phoenix. Let's change that narrative. Let's change that conversation. Right? Let's put ourselves in a position to where we can start to feel good. We got guys back. And now you go and you beat the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix. Again, you got that confidence game. Now you're going back home, and you got a couple home games in which you can rattle off some home wins. The Lakers have been undefeated at home. And then you start getting into an easier stretch to where all of a sudden you could get 3, 4, 5 games over 500 if you win this Phoenix game. But you got to win this Phoenix game, right? Don't get me wrong. The loss of Jared Vanderbilt is extremely clear and hurts badly. Because Jared Vanderbilt, he provides not only the defense. I mean, you're talking about one of, not the best on-ball defenders in the league. So you're talking about elite-level defense. But beyond just the defense, Talking about a guy that gives you hustle, energy, which can become contagious, right? Like, no one wants to be the guy that is not working when everyone else is. And on top of that, you talk about the rebounding. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt averaged what, like 7 rebounds for us last season? So, you know, he can help on the boards, crashing the boards, gives us some athleticism out on the wing, give us that defense. Like, Jared Vanderbilt is extremely important. He's not the cure-all, right? He's not the Michael Jordan secret sauce. Like, he's not anything like that, but he can be impactful enough to make up for a lot of the flaws that the Lakers have. For example, last year, look at the Lakers when they just got Jared Vanderbilt without any chemistry or anything, right? Lakers go from middle of the pack defensively to the number 1 defense in the league with just Jared Vanderbilt. And his energy and his effort, the rebounding, everything goes up when we got Jared Vanderbilt. We can have the same effect and same impact with Jared Vanderbilt once he gets back. Right now, the Lakers, I believe, are 19th in the league, 18th or 19th in the league in defense, right? So you look at that and you go, okay, so again, middle of the pack. You have missed, 3 to 4 of your top defensive guys in more than half of these games. So the fact that they're still in the middle of the pack is actually pretty impressive in my opinion. But you get back Jared Vanderbilt, you get back Gabe Vincent, all of a sudden, I see the Lakers just shooting up, right? I think that they'll at least be number 1 defensively again, or at least in that top 5 space, because you have Anthony Davis, obviously, who makes the insane impact, but Jared Vanderbilt just covers so much ground. So he makes up for a lot of the flaws, especially with our backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, although personally I still believe you should move Austin Reeves to the bench and then let like Taurean Prince or something like that still get the same level of shooting. That allows D'Lo to kind of be on the ball more, kind of be the playmaker, kind of be the point guard. It's personally how I would approach it, but regardless, look, we have the depth, we have the roster, we have the talent, right? Like, that was the big thing. Look at what Lakers got. They were able to keep all the core guys that went to the conference finals. And then on top of that, you got now Taurean Prince, you got Christian Wood, who he's had some moments, right? Cam Reddish has been great on the defensive end. Gabe Vincent, Jaxson Hayes, right? You got all these pieces that are supposed to make an impact. And all the new guys, other than like Christian Wood and even Cam Reddish had some injuries in preseason, right? Outside of Christian Wood, all of the new guys have been hurt and missed time. And then some of the core guys have been hurt and missed time, right? Like, so it's hard to fully judge and evaluate this team, right? I'm not saying that you can't at all. I mean, there's, again, some clear blatant flaws, some clear blatant holes, but I do think that it's not as blown as it should be, right? I think right now it's a little like over the top, but we got to start righting the ship, and the Phoenix Suns are a great way to do that. You change the narrative. You change the conversation from a media standpoint, from a locker room standpoint, from just like social media standpoint. I know people all like, trust me, these guys are young, these guys are listening and watching and doing, like, there's no way they're not hearing the noise when it's constant, right? Lakers have all these expectations like they do every year, but more so this year because of the roster and the depth and the talent. Everything takes time. But they gotta figure it out. They gotta start putting the pieces to the puzzle here. There's still plenty of basketball left to do that. And I'm telling you, if they end up winning tonight, I think that this will be like that game, that point that we can look back and go, okay, like this was the moment that really changed the Lakers, right? Like, starting to get guys back, got a big win, first road win against the Phoenix Suns, and that was the thing that kind of catapulted them to go on a run. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Time will tell. But I do. I think if the Lakers get the win tonight, I think this is going to be huge. But it's great we're supposed to be getting Anthony Davis and Jaxson Hayes back. Give us some size back. Give us some rebounding. Give us some centers so it's not just a walk to the basket all game. I think that's huge and that's important. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think like, yeah, this is huge for the Lakers? Do you think the Lakers get the win tonight? Do you think no, not gonna happen? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.